And are you refreshed?
It's like The Price is Right. I've heard you talk several times about people who have felt like they're stuck and creating loops. Just it's not stuck, you're just creating the same thing over and over.
Well, stuck is sort of like want it but. It's sending the engine on your train that way and then the engine on your train that way. And if you keep doing that in your objectivity, then energetically you can be stuck.
And so I've heard that, and I feel I've also heard is it similar, my vibration is just scattered. Like I'm sending just the two engines, I guess, right?
Well, the thing is, people worry about getting scattered by caring about too many different things at the same time. But you have the capacity to have many things unfolding at the same time. So scattered is not so much a problem as resistance. In other words, it's thoughts that feel good are hindered by thoughts that feel bad. It's more like that.
Okay. I've been listening closer for my intuition, my inner being, and speaking with my inner being, I think.
So you're reaching for that receiving mode and wanting to hear.
And I've been feeling a calling to leave my job. And I don't know if I am receiving my inner being or if I'm receiving this other spot you've been talking about too. Like, so I feel confused and like I know I want to go, and I know there's so many amazing things waiting for me to create. That have been created, really.
Well, here's the thing. If you're ready to be ready, quite a bit is in place before that impulse to do that happens. A lot of people are over here ready to be ready, and then they jump too soon, and then they get more out of balance because they weren't really ready for that. So you want to give yourself an opportunity to be sure, and you're not.
I know. Well, it's been going on for like 5 years, so how do I,
Well, the thing is, this readiness isn't about time, it's about tuning. You can set your tuner between stations and never hear a clear song ever. You say, but it's been days. Well, it's been weeks. This car's never given me a clear signal. And we say, tune it. Time is about timing. And timing is about tuning. Give us a little more about this. We'll help you sort it out. Talk to us about your job. So we're a new friend. You're just meeting us. What do you do?
I'm a flight attendant, and I have wanted this job so badly when I got it.
Well, you're just asking questions we haven't asked for. So what do you do?
In my current vibration,
my occupational label is I'm a flight
attendant.
Yeah. And how does being that and doing that make you feel most of the day? How do you feel? How do you feel in that?
Right now, I don't like it. I feel bogged down and like it's taking me away from something I'd rather be doing elsewhere.
Well, again, you're answering more. It's all right, because you can feel the momentum of this. You have lots of momentum about all of that. And so we ask the smallest little question and we get the biggest old honking answer because you've got a lot of momentum about that. And so do you think that feeling the way you feel about that, you can get to where you want to be? And do you believe that the way you feel is in response to what's happening in terms of manifestation? In other words, the physical things that are happening, the physical manifestations that are happening nearly every day with your work are the reason that you're having that knee-jerk response. Do you think?
Yeah.
That would be pretty normal. Most everybody is responding to that. So is there anything that you can think of, especially given what we've been talking about, that you could use as a basis for the way you feel rather than that?
Beginning the day of meditation.
That would serve you, but what we're asking is, when something's been going on for a while, like 5 years, or like 1 year, or like a day longer than you want it to, when something's been going on and you've been having a response to it, it's natural that there would be a pattern of thought. And that pattern of thought has a lot of power in it. We like to say you can't buck your own current, and your own current is in response to what you've been observing. Something that really is true is that it would be much easier for you to not feel that way about that if you weren't doing that. If you weren't there And if you weren't having that experience every day, you wouldn't feel so much that way. Although you could, because you might be remembering it. And there's a very strong probability, given the momentum that you've got going, that even if you were not there, you would then feel a sort of need or compulsion to explain to people why you're not there, why you're no longer there. Which, as far as energy goes, and as far as the way energy serves you goes, you might as well stay there and earn some money while you're miscreating.
Yeah.
We're playing a little bit, rather than go someplace else and keep it going, because you've got this pattern of thought. Now, do you think it's possible, we're asking all of you to sort of consider this, but do you think it's possible for you to focus mostly on positive aspects of your job? Do you think you could do that, or would that require too much effort?
It's effort, for sure.
But your inner being knows a lot of positive aspects, because your inner being knows who you are, knows the uplifter that you were born to be, knows the bright light that you sometimes can be, knows the difference that you can bring to a situation, knows the energy that you can bring to the table. Your inner being knows some things about you that you've kind of known. Sometimes you know them more than others, but your inner being can think of many positive aspects of your current place. Here's the big question that we want to ask you. Do you believe that because your inner being can think of many positive aspects about your current job, that means that you should stay there? Just for a minute. Here's what we really want you to hear. It serves you to agree with your inner being, because that's harmony. And when you are in harmony with all of that energy and all of that power, then you can pretty much go anywhere you want and do anything you want to do. In other words, there's a leverage in that. But if you quit that job because you don't like it, it isn't the leaving of the job that is detrimental to your experience. It's the contradiction in your energy. So we'll ask the question again, and then we'll give you a really good answer to the question that we're asking you. Do you think that if you looked for positive aspects about where you are working, since your inner being only sees the positive aspects of where you are working, do you think that looking for positive aspects of where you are working would lock you in longer to something that you don't want, or free you to something that you want even more?
Well, that seems like the most possible. It seems like it would free me.
It would free you, but that's not your first impulse. Most people are afraid to say they like something that they don't like, for fear their source energy will say, well, he likes it, move on to someone else.
Yeah, that's totally it, isn't it?
He's happy where he is. Listen to all the positive things he says to everyone. Just leave him there and let's go help someone who's really miserable. That's what humans think, but that isn't how it goes, you see. The more positive aspects that you discover on a day-to-day basis. Now, you can meditate and quiet your mind, and your vibration will rise, and you'll be a vibrational equivalent to your inner being, and your day will start out much better. How many flights in a day usually?
3 or 4.
By the time you've been with more and more people who are not determined to make your life perfect, then your observation of that can get you sort of off your vibration. And so we said the other day, meditate in the morning and then get as far into the day as you can before your life sucks. And then meditate in the morning and then get as far into the day as you can before. And so that really is what we are encouraging. But since the topic that you're talking about, the desire to leave that job and the reality of the job that you're in is so emphatic, we think that the combination of meditation, which raises your vibration, and then a sitting and making a list of positive aspects of this profession that you have temporarily chosen will cause you to have a better day and a better day and a better day and a better day. And it is also our promise to you, you will not get locked into something that you do not want. But you cannot get to where you want to be in your observation of something that you don't like. The energies have to match up. So, do you think it would be easier for you to have no thought or to have pure positive thought about being a flight attendant?
Easier?
Which is easier, to have no thought, like in meditation, or to think positive things about flight attending? Which is easier? That's all we're asking.
I think no thought.
We think so too.
Oh, okay,
That's
yeah.
why we teach meditation.
Yeah, okay.
It's easier for almost everybody to have no thought, because it's easier to focus on the fan in the room than it is to change all that momentum of things that you've been talking about to something else. do you think it's possible in a normal day? Can you think of any encounters that are nice that you would like to repeat?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Can you think of any encounters that were not so nice that you would not like to repeat?
Plenty, yeah. Yeah,
So
I
it
can.
seems like there's more of those than the other. Do you think that you have the power of focus? Could you focus more on the positive aspects and less on the negative aspects? Do you think you have the power to do that?
I'm sure I have the power.
Do you think that your inner being has the power to do that? Your inner being is only doing that. Do you think that the way you feel is about what you're focused upon out here in the world, or your harmony with your inner being?
What I feel?
Yeah, in any moment in time. Is what you're feeling about what you're observing out here in the world, or your harmony with your inner being?
I would like it to be about the harmony.
It is only about the harmony with your inner being. In other words, you might be focusing upon something that's very real and very annoying and very much deserves your negative attention in terms of world events and world responses. But if your inner being is in agreement with you and you're focused upon it, you're going to feel bad about it. Because, and hear it, drum roll please, your inner being is an uplifter to the core of your being. Your inner being is the core of the uplifting that is you at the core of your being. So your inner being is always looking for the positive aspects because you've carved them out.